What it do, everybody? I am your host, Timmy D of Resident Diesel, and welcome to What's Poppin', the show where we ask questions on different topics, give our honest opinions, and even share some recommendations with new and recurring guests every episode so we can help promote some very interesting characters and truly see what's poppin'. Let's say hello to our co-host and guest. Today, joined with us is Will of WMXX 2000. Oh, technical issue. Hold on. Boom.
What's up, everybody?
And we got with us Malachi of Reaper 6865, a Destiny stream channel. Say hello, Malachi.
What up? What up? What up?
There it is. And what is this? We got a 29-year-old, a poet, a hip-hop artist from Norfolk, Virginia, Aries Sun, Libra Moon, son of Sergio and Bonita, an 81% Nigerian humanoid life form, whose message to the people is for the people. We're honored to have him here with us in the studio today. The Fried Rice King, Chahankingu Gennario. Genjo, what's going on?
Yeah. What's happening? What's up? That was spectacular, man.
Not much. Make sure you guys are following every single person on this episode today across social media. So find us on Instagram, find us on Facebook, find us on YouTube, and you can find us on Spotify. Today, we're going to talk about concerts and live music events and ask some questions and get to know everybody's unique perspective on the matter. And then we'll go ahead and do a guest highlight so we can really start to understand Genjo. Sound good, everybody?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. Let's do this. Let us do this. Guys, what is up? Yo, Will, how you doing?
I'm doing all right, man. Living the dream.
Reaper, you okay? Spacing out.
Fine, chilling.
Spacing out. doing his thing. So the very first question I wanted to ask everybody here. So I want to go like 1, 2, 3, 4. You know, it's going to be Will, then Reaper, then Genjo. Okay. And we're going to go ahead and ask the very first question, which is, let's say,
checks notes.
Yeah. I don't think I'm looking at the right questions, guys. I think I'm dropping the ball. Will, you ask the first question.
All right, I'll start this one off. Malachi, what is the farthest you've ever traveled for a concert?
I found him.
Not that far.
No, mostly a local guy.
Like a real talk. Yeah, because freaking usually I go to my concerts.
What?
Hello?
Hello?
Go ahead, man.
Something happened?
Go ahead. We're
Go ahead.
listening to you.
Right? Okay. Sorry, I was freaking tripping. I heard something. My bad. But anyways, yeah, no. It's because I go to my concerts. I go usually to concerts with my brother Timmy over here, and he hasn't ever took me to a concert too damn far. And
Never.
we always went to the same place. Yeah.
What
We
place
went
is
to the
that?
same place. I don't remember what it's called. It was what, like
Revolution
Revolution or
Live.
something like that. Or fucking...
Yeah, Revolution.
Or the
Oh,
cultural
it is
room.
Revolution.
I took Malachi to the culture
Yeah.
room once. That's it. Only once.
Okay, but still, that's a
Yeah, he's
concert
been
you
there,
went
yeah.
to.
Like,
What was your?
yeah, but I went
well-
to Attila a couple times, and that was
Yeah.
amazing.
What about you, Will? How far have you gone to go see a concert?
I would probably say the farthest I've gone is about a 4-hour drive, couple hundred miles, going from where I used to live, like in Boca Raton, all the way up to Tampa, Florida.
Who'd you go see?
Okay.
Let's see. The time that I'm thinking about, it was for the Uproar Festival, which was Disturbed, Avenged Sevenfold,
Okay.
Stone Sour, and Hailstorm were on the main stage. I don't remember who was on like side stage or anything else, but that was the main stage.
That's
and that was
crazy.
a hell of a
That's
show.
a badass lineup. Yeah.
It really
Cool.
was.
Genjo, what's the furthest you've gone to go watch some live music?
I just came back from something in the water. So I drove there from here. So basically, like, that's about 12 hours.
Woo!
12 hours.
Mhm.
That's
who are
too
you gonna go
much for
see?
me.
Yeah.
I'd be
But,
freaking
you know,
tripping.
but one, I really don't mind. Like, I've never really had like really a problem with driving if I know where I'm going.
Yeah.
And I'm from Virginia, so you know, going back home, I've never driven to Virginia from down here. You know what I'm saying? But also, I got a brother that lives in South Carolina, so I stopped on the way up. I stopped there and I like spent the night for like, you know what I'm saying, probably got like about a good 5 hours of sleep. Then got back on the road. And on the way back, I had like a little 10-minute gap and got right back on the road. So on the way back,
Right.
So it wasn't all in one shot. I mean, obviously, you can't make a 12-hour. Well, I mean, I guess you could make a
You
12-hour
could drive
drive in
12
one
hours.
shot.
I mean,
I made a 16. I made a 16-hour. I made a 16-hour drive in one shot. It was fucking horrible.
Oh, I know. I've done 17. That just it was not fun, but
You're coming through bad. Genjo, you're coming through pretty bad. Oh, we lost him.
There he
Wi-Fi died
goes.
on him.
Yeah, he'll be back. He'll be back.
In the meantime, Tim, what's the farthest you've ever traveled for a concert?
The furthest I ever traveled for a concert was in the future. Okay. It's a concert coming up, Louder Than Life. I think I'm gonna go to it.
Oh.
Right.
Yeah, and that's gonna be my future too.
Yeah. I
that's the
hope.
only
I
concert I'm
hope.
gonna be traveling too far.
I'm hoping that I can make it, but it's technically it's up to Cincinnati, Ohio from Georgia, down to Louisville, Kentucky, where Larger Than Life is going to happen. So it's boom boom, you know, going up and then down. So it'll be far, but the furthest I've traveled, like literally in my life, probably maybe the furthest was with you, Will. Yeah, in Tampa.
Yep.
Yeah, when we went to go see fuck, what was that called?
Slipknot, Slayer, Motorhead, and who was the other opener?
How do you forget Slipknot?
Cannibal Corpse.
Like, how do you
Was
forget
the
that?
opener. Yeah, and we missed Cannibal Corpse, and we no, that was Amon Amarth,
Amon
Bullet for
Amarth, that's who it
Valentine.
was.
Yeah, no, we didn't. No, what I'm talking about is Cannibal Corpse was the opener to Amon Amarth, and then Bullet for Valentine, and then Lamb of God, and then yada yada.
No, different one.
No,
God,
we've been to a lot of shows.
Yes, we have been to a lot of shows, but the one you're thinking of is Slipknot, Lamb of God, Bullet for My Valentine, Motionless in White.
Oh, that's right. That was a badass concert. That
was one of the best concerts I've ever been to. But I'm trying to think of the earlier one, which would, like I said, was Slipknot, Slayer, Motorhead, and I forget who else.
Right. I know that we traveled real far to go see that Mayhem Festival.
Yes.
2012 Mayhem Festival. Yeah, we went a while. I think it was, where was that? Tampa?
That was Tampa again. That was another 4-hour drive for Tampa.
Yeah, that took a while.
Yes.
That took a while. And that was fun. Let's see. Let's move on.
Missed Asking Alexandria, which we'll never forgive our traveling partners for.
Yeah, I know, right? Literally running to see them, and we missed them. But let me go ahead and ask Malachi first. Malachi, who have you seen the most of all the musicians?
I don't know why you asked me that stupid question. But you already know the answer. Like, it doesn't make sense why you asked me that question.
Because the audience doesn't know
both of you know that answer. Yes, I went to the Tilla 3 fucking times with my brother, and it was fucking great. Because I mosh pit all 3 times. I know, right?
Tell us about
punched in the face.
Yeah, tell us about
really
that.
Hard.
Tell us about that
and stuff.
Tell us that story.
No, I was in the mosh pit, freaking moshing. I was just in the mosh pit, washing around and junk, and then I was freaking getting hit by everybody. Someone stepped on my shoe and fucking slipped it right off. I was
Ooh.
like looking for it, and I was like, Jesus Christ. And I found it, and then I got my shoe and I put it on, and I started going back into the mosh pit. And as soon as I stepped back into the mosh pit, some guy, some dumb kid, was like, I guess, all into it. He decides, like, he doesn't see me, but he decides to jump in the air and then put his
Didn't
fist
he
downwards.
and Will, since you're familiar with Revolution, you know the center console where they like do the audio mixing? He
Yeah,
jumped from
the
practically
soundboard.
right there. Yeah, jumped from the soundboard off into the crowd, and this is what happened. The guy came down like this, punched Malachi in the face, and just landed on the ground. And
Bruh.
yeah, it was terrible.
and
What else happened? Tell
and
us
then
what happened after
Irresponsible
that.
people, man.
and again,
Irresponsible people.
yeah, and again, people know me, especially my brother. I'm a really, 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 really tough guy. So when he punched me in the face, all
Just
I
got
did
back
was
up.
just look right back up.
Yeah.
I didn't even get back up. I didn't fall. I just had my head get turned, and I looked right around for stuff. The slowest I could do too. Like my fucking face went so slow. Like. And then looked all around.
Like
And
something
Sean, I
out
was
of an
like, "You're
action
so
movie.
lucky." Yeah, all right. You're so lucky that you're in the mosh pit. You're moving around. I can't even find you. But like at the very end of the concert, when we all walked out, that same person that punched me in the face actually came up to me. He was like, "Yo, bro, are you okay?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm fine." And he was just like, "I didn't see you, bro. I didn't even know I punched you. I just felt something on my fist really hard." And I was like, "Yeah, you hit me in the face." And Junk, he was like, "My bad."
I mean, at least he was apologetic
like,
when he
"My
came
bad."
up to you afterwards. I know there are some people that would just be like, "Hey, that's the mosh pit."
Right, exactly.
Mm.
Yeah, again, but again,
Genjo.
like he jumped up and hit me in the face so hard, and fucking, I
Yeah.
was bleeding a little bit too. So
Yeah, I
that
remember your
shit,
your
yeah,
face was a little swollen after that. You got out. Genjo, who have you seen the
yeah,
most
he
times
jumped in
live?
the air and punched me.
Most times. So this is the thing, right? So, and Tim, you don't know this about me, right? So this is gonna be good for you. Surprising. I haven't been to any concerts.
What?
When I just came from the festival, yeah. Mm-hmm. I've only ever seen myself, my bro, and other artists perform. I've only ever been to a show perform. The very first time
This is
I've ever
bad.
seen real artists in the water. Last night. Yeah.
This is bad.
Yeah, the audio's coming through real bad.
Yep.
Really bad, real bad.
I'm like, I'm trying
And
to
it's frozen.
understand. I'm like, because I hear certain words come through, and I'm like, okay, that's what he's saying. But then it's like, and I'm like, oh no.
Yeah, it's like super
Right?
distorted.
You're like, oh god. Technology is so bad. Like God.
Headphones on and shit. And I'm just talking to my phone.
No, you're good. You're good.
Jesus Christ.
I'm going to have to talk very slowly so that way the words can catch up to.
I can't believe that that's
Oh my
actually working.
God.
Yeah, but
I
how
know,
is
right?
that
I can
working?
actually hear him.
Perfect sense if you think about the way technology works.
That's amazing. So okay, well we got him
That's
back.
amazing.
Will, who have you seen the most?
Well, I mean, now that we can understand him, let's get his actual
Oh
answer.
yeah, okay, yeah. Good point. All right, Genjo.
This is
Who
gonna
have you
be
seen the
so
most time?
funny.
Hold on.
So, the first time I've ever seen any artist perform live was at something in the water. Where I drove 12 hours.
Holy shit.
Jeez. So that you drove 12 hours for your first show.
Mhm.
Yeah,
At
nah,
home.
I ain't with
Wow.
that.
That's commitment, man.
Yeah, respect to that.
Yeah, man. Bro, I've been broke most of my entire life.
Yeah.
So going to shows and doing extra shit, that wasn't really a part of what was going on.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Hey, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Feel that.
So
Yeah.
yeah. For the first time as a full-blown adult, I bought my own ticket, drove my own black ass all the way back home to see
Boom.
something in the water.
Right.
Mhm.
Will, what
And it
about
was
you?
dope. And it was very dope.
Oh, it
That's
was
crazy. I
Hey,
can't do that.
that's the best part is if you drove and if it was good.
Yeah.
Because if you drove 12 hours and it was bad, well,
It was very dope.
then yeah.
Ooh.
Then what do we have there?
All right. Now, Maddie would be.
I'd be pissed.
But Will, what about you?
You
What's
might be
the
like mother after.
who have you seen the most?
Let's see. If my memory serves, I believe I've seen the band Trivium the most amount of times.
You've seen Trivium the most amount of times?
I believe so.
That's crazy.
I believe at one point it was Slipknot, but I believe Trivium has overtaken them.
You know, few days before my last day at my job, and I won't say where I was working, but they let me play music on the radio. And one of the last songs I ever played at that job in that building was In Waves by Trivium.
Nice.
Yeah.
But it's cool because like I've seen them like kind of like not blow up in like, you know, mainstream standards, but like I've
Right.
seen them go from like playing small places like the Culture Room to now like they're essentially like opening arenas at this point. Like they're headlining
Right.
like pretty big shows.
Yeah, exactly.
And
They're
it's
they're one of
cool
the
to see
biggest
that
metal acts out there.
progression.
Well, I feel like since they have such a long standing history in metalcore, they're seen as some of the not pioneers, but the people who came after the pioneers. You know
One
what I
of
mean?
the flag bearers,
Yeah. You know, like the forefathers, you know, of metalcore. And I feel like they've survived for so long and they're so strong in it. And especially Matt, you know, he's just so heavy into progressing, staying true, and then also hopping on trends. So I mean, he's staying relevant, you know. So Trivium there is relevant.
And also with having their newest drummer Alex, you know, for the past 3 albums, they've just been killing it lately.
Right, exactly. But yeah, that's a good answer. Let me throw this to Malachi. The second question, or the next question we have for us.
Well, we have to ask you first.
Oh, who have I seen the most?
Yes. Who have you seen the most times?
Yes, you sound better.
Awesome.
Who I've seen the most times is embarrassing. It's I've seen Falling in Reverse the most times.
Oh man,
Mr. Ronnie Radke has been my one
man.
and my only love interest. No, what? Like, I can't believe I've seen them so many times. Let's put it that way. I fucking hate Falling in Reverse. But they're always like, yeah, the people that are underneath their headline are always awesome. Like Attila. There was another band, fucking Icy Stars, I think, and like I went to go see them, and I ended up seeing like Falling in Reverse as well. He took his shirt off, and all the
Did we leave?
crazy.
Did we leave last time for Falling Versus?
Yeah,
we saw Attila. And
we
then
saw Attila, and then we
Because
looked up
Falling
and we saw Ronnie Radke coming out on stage. We were like, nah, fuck this, let's go, and we just
Time to
left.
beat the traffic.
God.
Yeah,
I know, right?
it was crazy. I've never done that.
I'm pretty sure he was mad as hell. I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure he was
shocking.
mad as hell
People
because
leave.
a lot of people left. So many people left because of the after Attila.
Malachi, who was the most talented person you've ever seen?
Again, I didn't never seen too many people in life, but I think honestly this the most coolest people I've seen doing something, even though the songs are not that great, but they were just funny on stage. Was it Steel Panthers? Or
Yeah,
no, it wasn't Steel
yeah.
Yeah, it was.
It was?
Yep,
Yeah.
that's it. That's them.
It's Steel
Yeah.
Panther.
Yeah, that dude.
That was a fun night.
They all look like dads, but
Yeah, I know.
that was fun.
They got all those. They got all those chicks to take off their shirt. That was crazy. On Steel
Yeah, I know,
Panther.
right? So many.
Awesome show. If you ever get the
It's
chance,
grown
even if,
adults. That's why.
even if you're not a fan of like 80s rock, 80s metal, go see Steel Panther. It's a great show. It's a great time. You will enjoy yourself.
Yeah, it's a good act. And
Just make
then-
sure you're 18 or over.
Right. There will be nudity.
Just again, very funny.
There will be
Just funny. Yeah, just again, it's very funny how they all just look like dads. Dads.
I
and
won't
like
lie
they're
though.
all
I'm
grown
glad
because in
you
their old
cite
picture
them-
they
I'm actually impressed that you cite them as the most talented, because I'd say they're pretty fucking talented. Like as far as like going as comedians,
and, like,
musicians, stage act.
it's more fucking funny because like to me, because they must have been good when they were young, because when they put up their pictures when they're young, they're all skinny.
Yeah, I
freaking
know,
look
right?
like goddamn teenagers and stuff. And now these days, like freaking two of them were buff as heck. Like they've been working out a lot. And
Satchel's buff
the
as heck.
lead singer. Yeah, the
Yeah.
lead singer looked like a dad that was just stressed out with too many kids. And
I'm sure Michael
And then
Starr
the
has enough
guitarist,
kids
dude.
running around the world.
Yeah, I know, right? Who's my dad? Michael Starr.
And then the guitar dude. Right. And the guitar dude, he looked all right actually for his age. He actually didn't
Yeah,
look
he
like bad or
looks.
that
Well, let me
freaking-
say this: he looks his age. He's like, well, last time I looked, he was
Yeah.
45. He's got to be in his 50s now. But 45.
Yeah, I know, right? All of them must be.
Yeah, like he looked 45. But Genjo,
Mhm.
let me ask you, who's the most? Say you've only been to one concert, or I think that's what.
Well,
we
it was
got
a
from that,
festival.
right? Yeah,
It was
yeah,
a
festival. Who was the
Yeah,
most
yeah,
talented
yeah,
person
yeah.
you saw there?
The most talented person I saw at the festival, honestly, it had to be Lil Wayne. It had to be.
Really?
It had to be Wayne, bro. Because me as a hip hop artist, considering who Wayne is, how old he is, how long he's been in the game, how many times he's done this, like I can only imagine how many times he's fucking been on stage to
Right.
still come out there, give it that level of energy, perform every record, say every single word, and I can hear you on the mic saying the fucking words, like
Right.
saying every single word to your records.
No backing tracks.
You know what I'm saying? No backtracks. Like you're saying this shit, running around like a 20-year-old. And then at the end, you're like giving love to everybody. Man, I can't do this without y'all. Like, all the cliche shit. But I love seeing it because it's just like,
Yeah, because
seeing
if
it
you
in
don't
person.
do it, why didn't you do it? Right?
It's like, man, it's like that's a lot of hard work I see on there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like
100%.
Wayne, was probably the best, you know what I'm saying? But I also saw like they had Diddy, Busta Rhymes. It was
Busta
crazy,
Rhymes
man.
now.
Yeah,
Busta
Busta
Rhymes
came
is
out.
crazy.
Yeah, Busta Rhymes
Wow.
came out. Yeah, it was wild. It was big, man. It
What
was
the name
fun.
of
It was
this-
dope.
What festival was this?
It's called Something in the Water. I think it's like this is like the third year, I think, of them
That's
doing
cool.
it. It's in Virginia. It's put on by Pharrell.
Is
So
Something
he
in the
came
Water?
out as well. Yeah, Something in the Water.
Oh.
That's what it's called. Yeah.
Do
It's
they
pretty
put something
dope,
in the
man.
water?
Nah, you got to think it's right by the beach. You know what I'm saying? It's in Virginia. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
Virginia
that's
Beach.
awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, it's literally
that's badass.
the show is like I'm looking at the fucking seagulls and shit on the beach as
Right.
I like watching like Lil Yachty perform or whatever on
Wow.
stage. Like
That reminds me, there's always
Yeah.
this country western like festival that happens in South Florida, always on Fort Lauderdale Beach. Every single year, I forget what it's Tortuga. That's what it's called. Tortuga.
That's
Dude,
hilarious.
Tortuga is just a bunch of country western singers, and they all do it on the beach. Everybody gets drunk and just passes out. It's
That's
wild.
hard. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's science white people
it's
shit.
pretty cool.
Good time is a good time.
Will,
Hey, that's
who's the most impressive, most talented musician you've ever seen live?
Thinking about that one, the first thing that jumps out into my mind is the first time I drove up to Tampa was the first time I saw Hailstorm. I didn't know much about their catalog. I just know.
Oh shit!
I just knew that, hey, this singer's a girl, and I hear that they're pretty good. And just the way she started the show was like
I
her, just
forgot
like
all about her.
Yeah, we saw her live too. Me and
Yes.
Malachi and you.
Yes, I was there
Yeah, I
too.
forgot all about
don't
her.
forget
That
about
girl
me.
screamed so loud.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like I didn't know about any of that. I'm sitting there waiting for Disturbed to come on later, and she's belting out this acapellas, and it's just like she was so young at the time, and it's just
I
like she was
know.
commanding this amphitheater with her voice, and just
What?
if you
No
did
mic. With no mic.
well, I mean, for this one she had a mic, but yeah, she does she is very loud when she sings,
The pipes.
but just the way she could just control this crowd. And again, this was like still they're touring off their first album at that time. Now, by the time the three of us saw them, they were on like what, album 3 or 4?
Right. Yeah. Yeah, they were on album 3, if I'm not
3.
Yeah,
mistaken.
that's what she came out with, no mic, and screamed through the whole freaking goddamn building. It echoed the freaking walls. I
It's
was like,
amazing,
Jesus goddamn Christ. I did not know
She's
your
got
voice
some of
was
the
that
best
loud.
vocals in rock. I'd say arguably she has the best vocals in rock I've ever seen.
And of course, I've seen a lot of other, like I said, I've seen Slipknot, I've seen, Motorhead, I've seen Metallica, I've seen a lot of other, of the major metal acts. But I have to say that's the one where it's like, in that one set, I went from I don't know a word of your catalog to I must find more.
Yeah, I love
She just grabbed me and hooked me.
That's hard.
Nice, very nice.
That's hard.
And what
That's
about you?
dope.
So for me, right? For me, the most talented I've ever seen. God, it has to be Sia.
Really?
Yeah, Sia. I saw Sia, and I don't watch a lot of pop music live, obviously, right? I've been to
She is
rap
amazing,
concerts.
though.
Yeah, I've been to rap concerts and rock concerts. That's it. But when it comes
And
to
apparently this
fucking-
country western thing.
and apparently the country western thing, and apparently also Sia, right? But when I saw Sia, she had Maddie Ziegler out there, which was the little girl who dances in her music videos. And she went on tour with her, and oh my god, what a performance. Like, just the feeling of everything was just so high dollar, like very, very produced, very pop star, lots of money going into this. And it was at the BB&T Center of all places. Like usually I see concerts at Revolution Live. Went to Sunrise to go to the BB&T Center, and like that shit is big.
You can fit Revolution on just the floor of the BB&T
Right.
Center.
Hey, Panther Stadium, baby. Come on. But fuck the Panthers. And also Sia, like Sia was fucking crazy, dude. Like no, Sia was wild. Sia was wild. Who's got the next question? I know it's coming from Will.
Oh, snap.
Okay,
Me, I do.
oh,
But freaking my
Malachi.
computer is dying, so we definitely need to hurry up. Yeah,
Okay.
my computer's dying, so I need
So
to
what's
hurry
the
this up.
next question, buddy?
So, all right. Again, how about you stop interrupting me, motherfucker, and shut the fuck up? Cool. Will, and stop.
Yes, sir.
What was your experience like? What did you feel? Your feeling for your first concert?
My first
Like, how did you feel for your first concert? Like,
that was quite an interesting one, because again, this was my very first metal show. This was my very first concert. So let's see, how old was I? Was I 17 or 18 at the time? I think I might have been 17 at the time. And I'm walking around the South Florida fairgrounds here. And of course, fresh face, and just everyone is like, black jeans, black denim, black, leather and spikes and everything. And I'm just like, oh my God, these people are fucking terrifying. But I was just so in awe of the whole thing.
Yeah,
of
that's
just
hilarious.
how there's 3 stages, like, and like they're what's it called? What's that motorcycle group? I forget the name of them, but like there's like
Hells Angels?
No, like motocross. They do stunts and stuff.
I was thinking like motorcycle gang.
No. It's
Yeah.
like that's gonna bug me. I don't remember their name, but anyway, there was like these motocross guys doing like jumps in between like the 2 side stages, and then the main stage was I forget who was headlining. I was mainly there to see
Sounds like Warped Tour.
Disturbed. No, this was the first Mayhem Festival.
Oh, the first Mayhem.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
right.
Mayhem
badass.
Festival 2008.
Jesus.
This is with Suicide Silence as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, they were on. They headlined one
They
of the
were
side
there.
stages.
Yeah, I remember that
crazy.
because they filmed their music video unanswered on that one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
badass. You were there. What? That's
Yep,
crazy.
that's where I learned to respect the stomp.
Oh,
The
nice. The pterodactyl stomp. Hey.
But yeah, that was such an eye-opening experience for me because of course set me down the path of just going to more and more and more shows. Because
Right.
once I got a taste of that energy, that community, I just couldn't get enough of it.
Musicians. And people who love music, you know.
Now I know that we've already talked at length, Genjo, about your first concert, your best concert. So what are your feelings about that after that 12-hour drive? How are you feeling after that?
Honestly, I felt calm. You know what I'm saying? Like the whole time I was there, like it was peaceful. But a lot of that I think had to do with the fact because I was back home, so it was extremely nostalgic for me. You know what I'm saying? So I think that was probably I felt really like just at peace. Like it was kind of like it was almost like I had already did it before, and it almost felt like it was my second or third time. Even though I knew it was my first time being somewhere like that, it kind of almost felt like it was my second or third time. I kind of just felt at peace. But I will say there was one part that really bothered me was the fact that I wasn't on stage.
Oh, really?
I started to realize for the first time as an artist how much you want to be on stage and seeing everybody else. Yeah, seeing everybody else up there doing so well, because every artist I saw did really well. Even MGK, like I'm not even a huge MGK fan, but his set was very good. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I can't even be mad. And it's just like it just made me realize like, nah, bro, I need to be up there too. Like I need to get on stage. Like I need to be at the next Something in the Water festival. You know, that was how it made me. That's how I left feeling like I need to be at the next Something in the Water festival on stage.
Yeah, that's
cool. I remember my very first concert. The feeling was very enthusiastic. You know, like we were having Battle of the Bands. Like I didn't even have a big concert as my very first concert. It was Battle of the Bands, and I was supporting my my friend Dustin and his band. I don't even remember what they were called. Oh no, it was Kill the Rapist. That's what their name was. Yeah, it's a wild name.
So they were
might not work right now.
Yeah,
they were
yeah, right. They played at this little bar called the Fat Cats Bar, and Fat Cats was super chill. I mean, but 18-year-old kid, what am I doing in a bar, you know? But I'm there supporting my friend, and they're playing this really shitty music. I'm not gonna lie, it was really bad. I go back into Revolution Live just around the corner. They're still having Battle of the Bands, and I promise you, my friend's band didn't win. I did feel very excited about everything though. It made me want to be in a band. It made me want to be on stage. And what was it? Not just a few months after, I think I went on stage for a high school thing. It was like a talent show. Went on stage with a couple other people with all my equipment, you know, and it was good. It was a good time, and I feel like I did a good job, you know, cringy as it is, 18 years old.
Of course, looking back, you always look at it as like, oh God, what am I doing? But at the time,
right, like why am I saying
you're
these
loving
things?
it?
But God, what a feeling, you know. It actually, yeah, what a feeling.
Yeah.
Just being able to do that. So hey, let me take this moment to say a couple things. If you're enjoying this so far, then please follow us on our Facebook page as well as our YouTube and Spotify, where you can find more of the stuff you want to hear. Also, come say hi to us and stay updated on our official Discord. Just follow the link in the description below. So I just want to put that out there. Okay, sorry for the plug, everybody. Sorry. Let's head on, and we're gonna do a guest highlight. Genjo, you're going to have the floor. I'm just going to ask you a couple questions and just go ahead and answer and then go off on it and just tell people who you are, what you're about. All right. So, Genjo, you got the floor. Who are you and what are you about?
Well, I am the Fried Rice King, Chahan Kingu, son of Jannard Sergio Johnson and Wanda Bonita Johnson. Born in Norfolk, Virginia, man. You know, I am an artist, a poet, writer, a thinker. I'm someone who moves with faith, a light bearer, and ultimately, man, I am a son of God, man, a creature of the universe, just like everybody else.
Ah! So tell us a little bit about tell us a little bit about your mission with your audience and who you're trying to reach. What kind of people are you trying to speak to?
The mission is for the people. Me and my bro, we created a brand. It's called Underclass. As a matter of fact, I got this shirt on right now. That's our logo. Yeah.
Ooh, there we go.
And we're, mainly a music label, hip hop label. Well, I would say a music label because we pretty much work with any type of artist. We signed ourselves to our label, and then went and got distribution through Equity, which is a subsidy under Rock Nation. So we're trying to make making strides towards, what we want to do. But ultimately, our mission as a brand is for the people. And what we represent, man, is just, the people who may not, have their voices being spoken for, or the people who may need a little bit more light shined upon them. In our music, we're not, just some dudes from the streets. Like, we're just regular people like everybody else, but God blessed us with certain abilities to say words and say things in a certain way to convey certain messages. So we're trying to do that to uplift the people around us so that we can all, have access to more resources and things like that. Like, that's really what we're about, man. It's about community. I think that's really the mission.
Do you think most of your lyrics are perspective?
Most of them, yeah. I would say I make existential crisis music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Existential crisis music. I like it. I like it. Your audience. That's the important part, right?
Yeah, man. I'm a big fan of artists who go against the grain and really display what they're capable of, to the best of their abilities. Like my favorite artist or my favorite rapper is Lupe Fiasco, because I feel like he's one of those artists where he's kind of like rapped about literally everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's why I'm such a huge fan of him, because his catalog is really like very, very diverse with the topics that he speaks on. And he's a great lyricist.
He has more to say than just pussy, money, weed, right?
Yeah. And he's a great lyricist. But he does have a song called Pussy, and it's good. It's a good song. But that's, yeah.
So tell us a little bit more about like how you got started in this. How did it all come for you?
Well, first I was born, but in all seriousness though, like I started writing raps when I was 7 years old. That's when I first started writing raps, and that was because my dad listened to so much rap music. Like he was always listening to Eminem and Nas and Outkast and just all these rappers, Lil Wayne and the Hot Boys and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And he would listen to R&B too, but a lot of hip hop. And so I saw how much he loved it. So I wanted to, make my dad proud and get his attention. So I would start writing raps, and I was trying to make sure I was better than them, as a kid.
Damn.
That's awesome.
So, eventually by the time I got to a certain age, I would say probably maybe like in my young teens, like 13, 14, 15, I started to realize that I was actually really good. But back then I was so like self-conscious and such a like scared, like afraid little black boy, like not really trying to figure out how to be the person I wanted to be, but also not be seen too much. Because sometimes when you're seen too much, that could become a bad thing when you're in certain situations.
Right. Certain places, it could be a problem.
Yeah, you got to be really careful about how you start to move when people start to notice you more. You know what I'm saying? So, as a kid, you don't think about it too much, but you recognize that it's always there, But I've been writing for a long time, man. Back in high school, I did poetry slam. That's when I first started getting into doing that. And at that point, I wasn't even really rapping anymore. I kind of just did that just as like a play hobby. And then I got into poetry slam probably like around my senior year. I went to California for the first time. We did something called Brave New Voices. I don't know if you ever heard of it, but it originated on HBO, and then it kind of turned into like this. It turned into like this really big festival.
Really?
So like it turned into this really big festival where all these kids between the ages of like 13 and 19 would basically come and like perform and do these poems and stuff like that. And this is my first time really ever like leaving kind of like the East Coast, and we went
Right.
all the way to California for the first show. It was in San Francisco. Man, when I tell you, them kids, like back then, we were so green, bro. We were so green. And I never even realized how green I was until I went to California and saw these other kids around my age who came from not only different states, but different countries. Because they had kids from like Africa and London and stuff like that was at this festival.
Wow.
And it was just so crazy because hearing their poems put it into perspective for me, like, oh nah, I ain't even saying shit yet. I haven't even experienced anything yet, because the types of stories you would hear, the kind of conversations you would hear, like it was just insane, dude. It really opened my eyes, man. Like I thank God for that opportunity, because it really helped like
So
broaden my horizons as
ask,
an artist.
let me ask you a question. Do you currently do poetry actively, like out like live?
Yeah, most of the time I go to open mics. Like here where I'm at right now, it's not a whole lot. Like sometimes I go to like No Shame. That's
Right.
like, like one of the like late night joints or whatever, and I'll go there and do some stuff and things like that. But I used to do open mics a lot. I really preferred the open mic circuit more than like the poetry slam circuit, because slam is obviously it's competitive. Open mic, you just go in there and you just do your shit. You know what I'm saying? So I really prefer that more.
Right.
And the good thing about doing the open mics consistently is that you can get a lot of like features, basically what they call them, and the host will pay you however much or whatever from the proceeds and shit like that.
You can get paid to
Hell
like
yeah.
they pay you for a feature?
Yeah, because if you can separate yourself from the regular people that might come there, then the host will understand, like, oh, people will come and see you because you're actually, you're more talented than people might expect. You know
You're
what I'm
not
saying?
just some
So
guy
people,
walking up to the mic.
yeah, you know what I'm saying?
We actually
Yeah.
had an author on a couple episodes ago, and it's my sister, but she's an author of 17
So,
books, and she
ooh,
she kind of does
fire.
this like sharing thing, like being featured in someone else's writing,
Yeah.
almost, and she
Yep.
gets paid for it. Yeah.
Yep.
So that's
Yeah.
crazy that it works
Yeah.
the same way.
That's actually more common than you would think too.
Is it?
Yeah, definitely. Oh yeah.
So okay.
Yeah.
Genjo, how can people find you? Where did they go? Where should they listen? Why should they listen?
You can find me on pretty much most social media. My Instagram is going to be the Fried Rice King. So THE Fried Rice King, just like how you normally spell it.
I like how you spelled out the.
You know what I'm saying? Just how you would normally spell it. A lot of letters. I'm not going to go down that path. But,
Right.
And on Twitter, you can find me at Genjo TFRK. So that's going to be GENJO TFRK, which is acronym for the Fried Rice King. So at Genjo TFRK on Twitter. TikTok, I think, is also Genjo TFRK or the Fried Rice King. It's always one of those two. So if you try to look me up, it's gonna be one of them two. If you try to look me up, it's gonna be one of them two. If you try to look me up, man.
So guys, you can find him.
Consistency is the key.
Media. Yeah,
consistency is the key, man. Yeah.
Find him on social media. If you had one piece of content that you have for your audience, the very first thing you can introduce to your audience, what would that be?
Very first piece of content that I would introduce to my audience. That's actually a great question.
Thank you.
That's actually a really great question. I think for me, it's always just been the music. So I tell people just to go straight to the music. You know what I'm saying?
What's
so I'm always ooh.
If you were to show someone for the first time,
I would say Rest in Papers. That's one that I think everybody likes.
It's on Spotify?
Yeah, it's on Spotify.
It's on YouTube?
Rest in Papers. Yeah.
Guys, Rest in Papers.
Apple Music,
Genjo, Spotify, YouTube. You can find it. Go listen to it. I'm gonna listen to it right after this.
Same.
But I think this
Appreciate
is where
y'all.
we'll end. Yeah, man. Of course, this is where we'll end the episode. Okay, what an amazing session it has been. Please go follow us across social media as well as on Spotify and Discord, where you find a lot more of the things someone like you wants to hear. Smash the like button, share this video, and comment your favorite subject of today's episode. We love you all so very much. We love you so very much. Until next time, stay tuned for What's Poppin'.
Yeah.